Never would I have thought in a million years that the Blackpill would go this mainstream to where normies are asking me about it. Have you heard of these terms? Have you heard of the term looksmax or mog? It all feels like one big fever dream, you know? And every single time I'm asked about it, I always just play dumb, you know? Act retarded. What's up, my nigga? How you doing?
What?
My nigga, how you doing? Hell yeah, nigga. How you doing? What's your name, bro?
I'm Rocco.
Rocco, nice to meet you. What's your name?
John.
John, nice to meet you guys. What are you doing tonight?
You good?
Chilling? Yeah, it's a vibe out here. Yeah, I got you, bro.
Are you streaming?
Nah, recording a little video. Just yapping, you know? Yeah, bro.
Thank you. You post it?
Huh?
You post it?
Yeah. You guys baked?
Yeah. You're not posting. You're not like, get my face out.
Bro, don't worry, I got you.
Alright.
Don't worry about it.
Wait. Bro,
What?
I got it.
You got. Share it.
Oh, okay.
All right, where were we? I'm talking about Blackpill going mainstream, right? Whenever I'm asked about it, it's so tempting to reveal everything I know about it, of course, because I've been in this niche for so long, and obviously I know so much more than the normies about it. They just know the surface level concepts. They haven't gone as deep as the Blackpill really goes. You know, they're just getting their feet wet with the basic looks maxing concepts. They haven't realized the depth of the Blackpill. Anyway, every time I'm always asked about it, I always play dumb. I always pretend like I don't know what they're talking about, and I recommend that you do the same. Unless, of course, you're trying to get some ROI out of it, like I'm doing in this case. You know, I'm trying to, create videos on it. That's a different scenario. There's a different trade-off going on there. But through everyday life, when you're interacting with regular folks, you have to resist the temptation to reveal everything you know. And just let them talk. You know, they're gonna ask you, yo, you know what it means to, get mogged? Or like, you look mogged, you look like a Chad, bro. Just play dumb. I guarantee you, it is the ideal way to operate. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate it. In general, playing dumb has many, many advantages, but this specifically is very important. You don't want to talk about these autistic concepts in public. It's not going to be ideal. Especially because a lot of you guys are probably so deep in it that a lot of what you have to say about it is not going to be what people want to hear. And you'll tend to find there's some Blackpill channels that tell the truth, and there's other Blackpill channels that kind of just tell people what they want to hear. Let me know in the comments if you've any specific names that you've came across that you think are just telling you things that you want to hear. I know a few, and I think it's fine. It's fine to have that in the community, you know. I think could be a little bit therapeutic for some people to have that balance. And I especially like the optimistic ones, because optimism is good, you know. Hope is a good drug. Life fuel is such a funny word. You know, I'm so used to these terms, I don't think twice about them. But if you just pause and take a second to examine a lot of the terminology, it is hilarious. I remember when I blackpilled my 6'4" Chad friend for the first time, because I knew the information would be advantageous to him and he would be happy to hear it. He was going through a breakup at the time, so I wanted to cheer him up and tell him, like, look, man, you're in such a advantaged position right now. Anyway, the point is, when I first used the term jester maxing, he got an insane kick out of it. He was crying, laughing. But to me, it wasn't funny at all. It was just like strictly objective terminology. But when I stop to pause and think about the term, I'm like, huh, it is pretty funny. Like, jester maxing, you know, like, what a funny term. What are these hooligans doing down here? Unbelievable. Jester maxing right here as we speak of it. Unreal. I'm out here trying to enjoy a nice little dinner by myself in Little Italy. Well, what is going on? The guy needs to be checked. All right, we'll see if he comes over here. That's not going to be good. That brings up another thing. Sometimes violence is the answer. Absolutely. And you have to look into the nuance of the indirect effects of the violence. Sometimes it's going to... Oh, this motherfucker keeps ruining my train of thought. It's all right. Focus. But sometimes the indirect effects are very important, and they're often neglected when people are making up their mind on whether they should be violent or not. Because they're just thinking of the direct consequences. Like, okay, objectively, if I assault someone, I could go to jail, right? But what they don't think about is the emotional ramifications that will linger with them for years or months if they don't do something when they're being beta tested. Watch the recent video on that. I think sometimes violence absolutely is the answer, and you have to think of it from like a primal perspective, like an animalistic perspective, you know, like we're animals, we're just conscious and self-aware, but we're not so special, you know, and throughout the animal kingdom there's always been violence. Sometimes it is the answer. This music is so loud now, all of a sudden, I don't know if you could even hear me. But went off on a little tangent. What were we talking about? Just yapping, honestly. We're talking about Blackpill going mainstream. Oh, yeah. It's like a fever dream I'm living in now. It's like so strange seeing all this stuff come to light, mainly through Clavicular. But there was a big wave of the looks maxing stuff in 2022 and 2023, especially during that COVID period. But it is just so crazy seeing it like go mainstream now. And it's only a matter of time until people start understanding the truth about genetics. And deep down, a lot of people already know it. But I believe you have to live true to your biology, and societies as well prosper and do well when they embrace genetic truths, and vice versa. A lot of societies will decay gradually when they start ignoring genetic realities. Like, I'll make a whole video on this on the main channel, but you see people being put into positions where they don't exactly have the genetic advantage. Like, certain people are not meant to do certain roles in society, but because of the diversity inclusive programs, they're added into those fields, and these have consequences. But it extends so far beyond that. In general, a society will prosper if genetic truths are embraced. That's what it all comes down to. Genetics and biology and truth. The closer society is aligned with that truth and reality, the more it's going to prosper. But it is very politically incorrect to talk about genetics, at least in the modern day. The Gen Z kids are starting to warm up to it a little bit, you could tell, but the boomer truth regime still absolutely condemns talking about genetic realities, genetic truths. You'll be called a Nazi, you'll be called this and that immediately, and you'll know in your heart that you might not be a hateful person. You're not like a racist person, maybe you're a race realist, but people will deem you that. And you have to be okay with that. And this is what it's like to live outside of the boomer truth regime. And this is like making your own philosophy. This is like what Nietzsche had talked about. It's like what Julius Caesar did. Like, he created his own philosophy. He He wanted to rewire the entire Senate. He had his own ideas. And I believe that this is the way you should live, because sometimes a society is not aligned with truth. But the closer you align yourself with truth, no matter how hard it is to accept those truths, the more you're going to prosper on an individual level, and the more the society and the people around you are going to prosper as well. Truth is so important, and the boomer truth regime condemns a lot of this truth because it's not politically correct. And as soon as you start talking about these things, people immediately call you a Nazi or this and that. I think that about wraps it up now. I'm getting hungry. I'm gonna start eating my food, but yeah, that's it for this yap.